Junior Championship ever gets started up, which we hope it will, that'll be like, around every schools or state schools or something like that.
Excuse me.
We can get something like that up and running. I think one of those things is like that every dad or every mum and parent has a paper plane inside them, and they always love to show it off and come to schools pre-prepared with their son or daughter and try and win a paper plane competition. So I guess everyone knows paper planes. They're the cheapest toys that you can make out of one piece of paper, and it's like it's kind of a problem-solving thing too, because you've got to design something to perform a particular function, and I think that's something that I really kind of enjoy about paper planes as well.
I mean, some of the designs that we developed in the movie, this is Dylan's plane. Simple dart design. He's got a nice tail. He's got some winglets there as well. So you're getting a bit creative there. You can go anywhere from this to, I think, one of my favourite planes for the whole movie is Hornrim's character. Hornrim's a character that appears, it's kind of a small role, but it's such an important design. His design came from a couple of late nights folding, and then this sort of appeared in front of us, and yeah, we really like it there.
This is a plane from the Japanese time aloft champion that we kind of met in Austria. And we've kind of tweaked it a bit to make it more embellished and a bit more movie friendly. But yeah, that's one I really like. It's really simple. And this is the one that took me about 4 months to work out with a stopwatch and spreadsheets, trying to get the proportions right for all the weights and how it's distributed with the plane. So that features in the scene for Ed throwing it out of the hotel window to Kimmy. So it's nice to see some of those shots or those experiences from our experience going through into the movie. Like yesterday with the javelin, I thought that was great.
Yeah. You look at each character and you go, what would that character kind of do in their throw? And then you design a plane to kind of match that, which it's a really, really obscure thing to kind of think about. But at the same time, really exciting to get really creative and really embellish some of the plane designs as well.
Because we know Ed, the actor's sort of been practicing these planes as he develops them, reading the script and getting pre-production, we kind of thought he's going to go through the same learning process that we did with our planes to get to the competition. So it's really nice for him to experience those tiny embellishments in the plane that make it perform that particular function. So studying, things from nature, as he's learned from Kimmy and from his experience with Clyde at the end. That's sort of really nice to see that carry through as well. The adaptation from nature,
Yeah, I think it was really funny. We spent a lot of time designing the different iterations, and kind of learns lessons about Clyde as the plane goes along. So you get the plane kind of developing, and then there's this one moment where the plane kind of transforms into this amazing bird character, which is similar to the bird in the movie Clyde. And it was one of these things where we unveiled the plane to Ed, and he was just gobsmacked, because I think this actual thing takes about 45 minutes and James invented it to fold, which is just incredible. So this plane design is really pushing the boundaries there.
There's a lot of conceit in the last plane. It's more of an origami embellishment of an eagle than a plane that flies. But you can tweak planes a certain amount to get them to fly, regardless of like how they're weighted or designed. But there's only a certain point in which you can get up to that. So I think it's more of a nice reference.
I think one of the biggest challenges on the movie as well was, we focus a lot on planes that fly, and that's our real sort of
forte.
Yeah, but when it comes to planes that kind of bring on a character, you're adding certain elements, and you have to reconsider how the planes actually fly. So I think, getting them to fly and look amazing was just that's
something that you've been
on Everest.
Dylan's been really big on like having a plane that looks good and has a name as well, which is really funny, I think. Whereas I'm always like, I don't care what it looks like, I just want it to go really well, or I just want it to be able to fold out of the hand and fly without having to tweak it at all. So I think we work well together as a paper pilot team.
Unbelievable. We we spent a lot of time developing the planes, and then we got to a point where we shared the planes with the characters. So
Excuse
they
me
could
once
start to
again.
evolve their main planes. And I met Anna, Kimmy's character. What's her name?
Anna, yeah.
Oh, it is Anna, yeah. And I met Anna for a paper plane folding lesson just close to the shoot, and I got to a point where she was actually turning around and showing me how to fold a plane, and sort of the tide and turn. Just unbelievable. They picked up quite a really complicated skill quite quickly.
Yeah, and they've all sort of developed their own throwing techniques.
I reckon anywhere upwards of 5,000 we'll get to by the end of this week. So the main shooting week for the competitions, which is, I mean, it's a lot of planes. Some of them more complicated than others, but yeah, probably around 5,000.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. For this film, it's been amazing because we've had to have different shots and different weather conditions. So we're using like 120 to 80 GSM paper to full range, which has been different as well. It's really hard on the hands as well. So
it's just been so incredible. Like you have to have a plane that can do something so specific, like kind of dip and then fly up above the camera. I mean, that's sort of, for paper planes, it's a pretty weird sort of problem solving.
It's pretty time consuming. Like if you want to get it right, you need to trim a plane within like 5 minutes and then test it, and then give it to the actor so that you know it's going to be reliable just to get out of frame, that sort of thing.
It's funny, you need to when they're about to throw, say for a scene, you have to run up, you have to give them the plane that you're pre-prepared for them, and you have to explain how it's going to perform. And I mean, to explain that to a 11-year-old kid while they're thinking about their lines and where the camera
is to hold it and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just incredible.